the United States, we introduce to you the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. My name is Jonathan.
Taylor.
Kayan.
Christopher.
And yeah, this episode is our Honorary May 4th episode because by the time it comes out April 21st, which is before...
That's Star Wars Day.
Yeah, it's Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
And the episode after that comes out May 5th, and that's going to be the Cinco de Mayo episode. So, we figured we'd make this the Star Wars episode.
So we have the Star Wars episode and then the Cinco de Mayo episode.
Yeah.
It's a festive time around here on the Chocolate Dollar Podcast.
It's very busy.
It is. All right, cool. Well, speaking of Star Wars, we've all seen the Star Wars teaser, which came out forever ago. And recently, they came out with the second trailer.
Like today.
Yeah.
Well, the day we're recording this, not 21st.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You should have told me so I could have watched it before we started recording.
Well, we can watch it really quick. I'll cut it out, and then we'll just...
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
So I don't have internet, so we'll have to see serious.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Way
All right,
to
that's fine.
fail at life.
Force is strong in my family. Chewie, we're home.
This is going to be so amazing.
Is that not epic?
Oh my goodness!
Oh my word.
Whoa.
There's so many...
Emotions.
I
Like,
know.
I can't even...
It's like all happy stuff, like nothing that's depressing or anything. Like I'm excited.
I never doubted it at all. From the moment I heard that they were doing it, I was like, yes, let's do this.
And when I heard J.J. Abrams was doing it, that boosted my confidence.
yeah,
even more,
definitely.
'cause I love J.J. Abrams.
Screenplays.
Yeah, that was pretty great. So I don't know. There's just so many things to say about that. Like Han Solo being back and
Christmas.
Yeah, it's coming out Christmas.
I
which
didn't
is
know it was
amazing.
coming out on Christmas.
I know, and I know what I'm doing. If it happens to come out Christmas Day, I may just decide to go see it on Christmas Day, and because I know some families do that, like they go see a movie on Christmas Day, and that's their thing.
That
We
will be
can-
the movie to see.
Yeah,
We
that will
can
be-
start a new tradition.
We can. We'll do it. You, Carolyn, Amanda, me, and we could get the whole Chocolate Dollar cast.
Let's just
to
do it.
Go.
Let's just buy the theater.
Amen.
I saw you could do that now. You could rent out private screenings.
Yeah.
You could do that at the old theater downtown, or way on the Haymarket. We used to do that for Halo contests.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That would be. Yeah, but yeah, no, there's a lot of cool things and stuff. I'm confused a little bit as to the aspect of like, I'm assuming that by the time this episode comes out, everybody's seen it, so there's not going to be many spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
If you haven't seen it yet, you're obviously, not
You're not
doing
a
something
geek.
right. Yeah.
Anyways, but
Rethink your life.
I'm really confused as to like, they're still fighting the Empire.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Well-
or what's going on.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see since they threw out all the canon besides the movies and the TV show.
Yeah.
But
And I don't know, is it like...
I mean, the Empire was huge, so
Yeah, I
just
guess.
because the main leaders are gone doesn't necessarily mean that it would stop.
It's gotta fizzle out. So it could be, I don't know, it's just the fact that it, like
I've never read any of the books or anything, so I don't even know any of the other ideas that it could be.
and I might get this completely wrong, but I haven't read any of the books, but from my understanding, Grand Moff Tarkin, I believe, who was like the leader of the Imperial Army, sort of had a militaristic coup and took over. But that was from the books, as I
Right.
remember.
And they did throw all that out.
Yeah, they threw
so
all that out.
that doesn't mean that...
They're
like,
not
the reason
using
he
any
threw
of
it
it.
out,
Right.
because he wanted to use it for
Yeah, that could very well
that,
be.
because, that's kind of, I mean, kind of just going off of what
I
Abrams
could be
done with
completely
Star
wrong on
Trek.
that too. I have no idea.
Well, yeah,
So-
just the fact that what Abrams did with Star Trek, he like the first Star Trek was just like kind of a reboot, type thing where, oh, we're alternate reality now. So then he remade the Khan movie, like the movie with Khan in it. So I'm kind of thinking like, well, maybe he's just like, I like this source material, but I want my story to be canon. So we're gonna
here, there.
Yeah.
Well, it just gives him the freedom to do whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's coming out Christmas, and then there's lots of. What did you guys initially think of the 3-bladed lightsaber looking thing?
I didn't think anything of it until I started seeing all those.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of epic.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I liked it. I had an interesting conversation with a friend of mine. Just an FYI for people listening, Christopher's daughter Alexa is in the background playing games and watching Frozen, so that's the various background noises you're hearing.
No, we're just really into kids shows and kids toys.
Disney everything with these guys, I'm telling you.
Coming to you live from Kids
Star
Land.
Star Wars.
Technically, it is
This episode
Disney.
brought to you by Disney.
Not really. We don't want to get sued by Disney. So, I was talking with a friend of mine. His name is Josh. He was talking about the 3-bladed lightsaber, and this was like during a time when everyone was like, people were upset about the 3-bladed lightsaber, or they liked it, or what, blah 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 blah. He's like, it's basically like any medieval weapon. They're really not superior. Like lightsabers are not superior to any other lightsaber. It's just the fact that people are trained to use specific lightsabers, and it's a shock and awe factor. And
Okay.
like the 3-bladed
I think everybody
lightsaber.
on the internet just needs something to be mad about. It's just a cosmetic thing.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it looks cool. So,
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. So
It's still going to be a great movie just because not.
Did anybody complain when Darth Maul's double lightsaber
No,
was first
everybody
revealed?
flipped out and thought it was awesome.
Everybody had,
So-
like, I'm pretty sure like half the nation had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because
I think the biggest thing was the like if you watch the lightsaber, it's consistency in the beam looks more like force lightning than an actual lightsaber.
love that French
blade.
horn.
But you know,
Star Wars theme, you know.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I
There's-
don't know. I didn't think anything.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be honest. All that stuff I was just saying was because I was trying to figure out what I was gonna say after we talked about the trailer. But now I remember, so I'm gonna go find what I was gonna talk about. It was a character list. Finally, like, for Star Wars. That was.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I know
so-
the name of the guy who has the 3-bladed lightsaber is Kylo Ren, but that's about it.
Okay.
Supposed to be a new Sith Lord.
Like official character list, or just somebody
Yeah.
put it together?
No, well, it's rumored like what each specific character has to do with the story, but it's all like legit characters. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Queen Leia, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2. Of course, all of our favorites. We want them. Like, there's going to be a riot if they're not in the movies. Finn, Rey, Poe Dameron? Dameron? How is it?
Yeah, Poe Dameron.
All right, BB-8, which is a little soccer ball droid. That you know, Kylo Ren
Yeah.
or Kylo Ren, however you pronounce it. The General, Captain Phasma,
Sure.
Rose, Uber, and the Vicer,
Wait.
Vicar.
So there's no lift, but there's Uber. And the galaxy far, far away.
I don't know. I didn't read the books.
We now know who won the battle. Wait, that was a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Uber's been around a long time. Jeez.
So there's, I'm excited, and I know what I'm going to be doing this Christmas and whatnot.
You're going to do just Star Wars all Christmas long?
Probably. It's going to
We
be a
should
Star
have
Wars
a
themed
Star
Christmas.
Wars. Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. So, speaking of new trailers, there was also a new trailer that came out a little bit longer ago, but the new Avengers
actually,
trailer.
by the time that this wait, no, this is the April 21st podcast. I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. Never mind.
Yep. So, I don't know. Have you guys seen the new Avengers trailer yet?
I have not.
No.
Yeah,
I heard there was some new
Okay.
clips.
There is. It's
pretty cool.
yeah. I mean, that's
Iron
like-
Man gets into an argument with Ultron.
Yeah.
Well, it's like not really an argument, a talk.
A talk.
And then they,
A talking
then they
to.
argue with their fists.
Yeah.
Oh.
As in
And
a
then-
good superhero
And then it's
movie should
a
be.
montage of like really cool superhero shots and all that type of stuff. And it's, I mean, go ahead and go watch it if you're listening. We'll show you guys afterwards. But since this is a Star Wars themed podcast,
Right. We don't have time for.
I just wanted to mention the Avengers trailer.
I thought you were going to talk about the Halo trailer that dropped now quite a while ago from the release of this podcast.
But that Halo trailer looked pretty cool too.
Yeah, that Halo trailer is both of them actually. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And I'm this has probably been beaten to death by now, but the whole thing with what's his name?
Locke.
Yeah, Locke. There's a lot of details that don't match up with his version of the trailer.
Right, yeah.
Like, I think he was holding a DMR rifle and his helmet showed a battle rifle. Or maybe I have that reversed. But a lot of people were thinking
Didn't catch that.
maybe, because the whole premise is hunt the truth.
Yeah.
Maybe people were thinking that Locke was trying to like recount the events and he couldn't remember everything right, so he was lying, and Master Chief's version is the true one. So,
or is it?
Yeah, or is it? I don't know.
Needless to say, I'm super confused and really excited to play it. So
yeah, that's about when I'll be getting my Xbox One. I think.
Nice. All right.
Because another thing that somebody pointed out, and I can't remember where I first heard it, but in was it Master Chief's version? See, now I'm getting it mixed up too. But like they have the statue of Master Chief. Like there's a huge chunk of his head missing.
Oh yeah.
Like there, because like where's Cortana and like different things. Like is his mind missing? What's going on, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I know Master Chief and Cortana. That's it.
Arbiter.
Yeah, you
Energy
play the Arbiter
sword.
because
The alien guy. Yeah, I know him.
we had this thing when we were growing up where she was my grenade source, and so we played 2-player all the time, and I'd just kill her, take her plasma grenades, and move on, and kill
I
her
was
again.
also his checkpoint
Yeah,
until he learned I could snipe, and then I became his checkpoint, grenade, and sniper.
She was actually really good at sniping, but she had no idea like anything that was going on other than she was my ammo.
I was told to.
We can probably turn that way down if you like, because she's.
Yeah, I'll go turn it down real fast. I'll be right back, guys.
Cool. We'll have to have a snipe off between people in the podcast.
It's been a while, so I'm a little rusty.
Yeah, well,
It's been a long while.
same here.
Plus, I get motion sickness when I play video games, so.
Oh yeah.
That's unfortunate. Sorry.
It is unfortunate because I do like them.
Yeah. Moving on in Star Wars talk, Scene 29 has another show that we're working on called It Takes Four to Tango, which is a gameplay show. And hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, we'll be able to start putting out episodes this summer. But those of us who are involved in It Takes Four to Tango, some of us are Chocolate Dollar people too, but everyone who's in It Takes Four to Tango is a part of Chocolate Dollar. Ed, Swayze, Grant, Taylor, me, and then Noah whenever he's back in town, because he's going to be in town during the summer. But anyways, we're going to be doing something special for May 4th, and if you're following on the Facebook page or anything like that, you noticed that we posted something about that, and it's going to be a Star Wars video game, which is obvious because it's May 4th, and
It's a special one.
yeah, depending on how it works out when we're recording it, it could be 4 episodes. We're going to see if it turns into 4 episodes. We don't know.
Yeah, we're still fuzzy on the details.
Yeah, but the first episode is going to come out May 4th, whether it's just 1 episode or just the beginning of like a 4-part something or other. I don't know. We're just wanting to get content out for May 4th because we're a bunch of Star Wars nerds and geeks over here at Chocolate Dollar and Scene 29.
I've got a Darth Vader replica lightsaber. That's how geeky I am.
I have a Luke Skywalker.
Way to kill my ears.
Don't get her ideas. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be talking more about that on podcasts to come as we're working on them and whatnot. So, yeah.
And talking about Star Wars, speaking of that, did you see Corridor Digital? Do you watch any of their stuff?
I haven't seen stuff for a while, but I've caught a few things
They released
here and there.
their very first film that they ever did together. And of course, it was a Star Wars film.
Really?
Yeah, Boba Fett is back, except his armor got stuck down there in the pit, and I don't know. They remastered it. I don't know what the old version looked like, so it's not like any of their new stuff like you would think, like new, awesome, whatever. But it was kind of funny to see them back when they were like, I don't know how old they were, but like
that would be
barely of any age at all.
Sometime.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah. All right, and then also kind of talking about video games and Star Wars, Taylor has some information about the upcoming Battlefront game.
Yeah. So, I don't know how much you guys know about the new Battlefront game coming out, but
Not enough.
EA is basically rebooting the Battlefront series. Ow! Way to kill my ears. EA is rebooting the Battlefront series, and they are. It's supposed to come out this fall, but according to IGN, the Battlefront is supposed to be playable first on the Xbox One. So if you got an Xbox One,
Of course.
Which I do.
yeah, yeah.
Which I don't.
Well, here's the thing. The weird thing about that is, the EA also produces Battlefield, and DICE helps out with that, and DICE is the one making all this. EA did the same thing with Battlefield Hardline, where they released it for Xbox One first, but you could only play 10 hours worth of gameplay, and then it came out for the rest of the consoles like 10 days later. Interesting. So nobody's quite sure if that's what's going to happen. Like if you have you have to have EA access when you do this. I mean, that's the thing. It's not like it's releasing full scale on Xbox One, but what they did with Battlefield Hardline was they gave you, if you had EA access, you had 10 hours to play Battlefield Hardline 10 days before anybody else got it. And so the common thought is that's what's going to happen with Battlefront, the new one, which I think is sort of weird. When I first read it, I was like, oh my gosh, now I got to go buy my Xbox because I want Battlefront before everybody else. Yeah. And it's like, wait, does that mean I'm only going to get it for 10 hours before everybody else? Yeah. Right. That's sort of really weird. I mean, but so that's as far as Battlefront news. That's what I've got. It's coming out this fall, so
which I'm just excited that they're rebooting that game because that was my first game. Like shooter game was Battlefront 2.
It was?
Yeah. So that I owned. Right. Played Halo before that, but that one, Battlefront 2 was the first shooter that I owned. That was the only game that was like bang bang shoot 'em up. My parents said that they were ever going to buy for me. If I wanted to buy them all else, I'd have to buy it my own.
Also, quick, they just updated IGN since the last time I read this article. Sorry to cut you off there,
it's cool.
But
go for it.
Apparently there's a reveal trailer coming out on April 17th.
Which is tomorrow. So as of this recording, later as of when the episode comes out.
April 16th. So
in case you couldn't tell by saying tomorrow is April 7th.
Tomorrow they will have April 17th will be a reveal trailer. So by April 21st, go check it out. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah. They've also released some, they're kind of mysterious images of a fully rendered stormtrooper character that you can play as in the game, and it's just like it's really ambiguous stuff like the shoulder or a corner of the helmet or something like that, but it still looks pretty interesting and pretty nice. So I don't know, it'll be interesting.
Speaking of, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, even if they copied exactly the last game, it would just be cool to play that game again.
Oh yeah, I know.
And so they've got to be adding stuff to it. So it's just I can't see how this can't be any better.
There was forever ago, before LucasArts was sold to Disney, they were working on a Battlefront 3 actually, and there was some alpha footage of it, and it was some pretty crazy stuff because you could go from a ground battle, jump into a ship, and then fly up into a space battle. Like that was to the scope that they were going with all this type of stuff. So as we all look over to see if Alexa's at
she found that thingy.
Anyways, so I'm not sure if they took off where they left off with Battlefront 3 since they're rebooting the game, but still, just like that could totally be done.
Oh yeah,
with the capabilities we all have. That's all speculation. That is, I don't know. I don't honestly, just judging from what I do know, I doubt that'll happen. Just because I don't know. It could. I'd be excited. I'd love it. But being able to play as a Jedi in HD, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I just remember, like, you're in the ship, and then you go down into the launch bay, and then you get into a smaller one, and then you fly over, and you can attack. You could be flying around and attacking the other one, or then you could just like try to crash land in there. And, man, that was brilliant. Whoever came up with that idea and put it together.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait for this.
Some more video game / space themes. I've got 2 more pieces of news for you guys. Then we'll try to go through these a little bit so KK can join the podcast.
sorry, we're kind of geeking out. It's all good.
I'm looking up things, trying to stay in the loop.
All right.
Okay, so
You're
I'm a
familiar with Destiny, I'm assuming.
Yes.
yes.
To some extent.
I'm a pretty
I've
big.
never met him personally, but
I'm a pretty big Destiny fan. I've been playing it non-stop basically since it came out.
Yep.
Anytime I come over, like that's what you're doing, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh hey, what's up? And then you turn everything off, and I'm like, oh,
Yep.
Destiny.
So, Destiny is releasing House of Wolves on May 19th. Sorry, I had to look at the calendar here.
No, it's cool. It's just funny hearing like
the
Destiny, this
soundtrack to the show.
T-rated video game, and then it's like, oh okay.
Yep. So, the cool thing about that is there's supposedly a way to upgrade legendary gear coming, which hasn't been in the game before, which is going to make everybody happy because each time they release a DLC, they raise the damage cap on weapons, and so your old weapons that are your favorite are no longer useful. Well, supposedly they released a little bit of a teaser saying that you could do that, and they have a list of a calendar of events where they're going to announce different things about the DLC. The first thing they're going to announce on April 27th or 22nd is the upgrade pass for your current gear. So everybody's pretty excited about that. On the 29th of April, they're supposed to be talking about this new gameplay called Trials of Osiris, which is something that's been talked about since the release of Destiny, and everybody's pretty excited about that one too. And the final thing is there is no raid to this new DLC, which is pretty shocking because everybody was looking forward to a new raid. Instead, they have a new game type called the Prison of Elders, and it's supposed to be a brand new 3-player cooperative multiplayer arena. So basically, I'm assuming it's probably going to be like a 3-player horde mode where you're just killing wave after wave of enemy.
Which I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. There's been a lot of people who have been pretty disappointed that there's going to be no raid. Bungie came out and said that they didn't make the decision lightly, but they decided to hold off on a raid until later on this year, and they'll release it with a separate DLC because they wanted to make sure that the raid was everything that the players want.
Yeah.
Because
Rather than just
the first raid, Vault of
Release it.
Glass, was just absolutely amazing, and the second raid, Crota's End, was bleh. And they put Crota's End together in 3 months. So, you know, and with that,
well.
piano.
Yeah, no, that'll be interesting. I've always been like a fan of horde mode type stuff. It's just fun because I don't know, that kind of gets your heart pumping.
Well, and I think that has a lot of replayability value to it too.
Oh yeah,
Because,
yeah.
I mean, it's just fun to just get on and mindlessly shoot things with your friends. You know what I mean?
yeah. This will go after the last.
I'm not
thing.
hurting you. I'm just lay down. Lay
No
down.
animals were harmed in the making.
This podcast is sponsored by PETA. That's a running joke with Noah because when it was just the 4 of us originally, Noah, Ed, Grant, and I, we would talk about Ed's dog Oakley, and Ed hates his dog.
Yes. I remember this story.
Anyway, it's funny because he bought the dog with all of his own money just so that he wouldn't have to take care of it, and he's the only one that takes care of it at that house.
Wait, what? He
So-
bought it with his own money, so
Yeah,
he wouldn't have to take
it
care
on
of it?
walks, so he wouldn't have to clean him to poop in the backyard. He wouldn't have to feed him or keep his water, like, because his family wanted a dog because their old dog died, and
So he
So he's
shelled
like,
out the.
he shelled out the cash so he
pay
wouldn't
for
have to
it.
take
Keep
care
this
of it.
into the podcast. 'Cause This is fun.
I'll pay
Yeah.
for it so I don't have to do any of that.
That's kind of backwards on how it works.
Yeah, well, but it's funny because
Okay,
he's been
Mom and
taking,
Dad.
he has been like raising this dog because no one else disciplines the dog. He's the only one, and you'll have to talk to Eddie about it. He gets riled up when he starts talking about Oakley. It's so funny.
Mom
I've
and Dad,
seen
I'm
him.
buying you a dog. You need to take care of it, and you need to feed it, and you need to walk it.
Well, he has 2 sisters living at home currently still. 3, I think. I'm not sure what the third one is. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Enough about Eddie's personal life. You had a third
Eddie,
topic.
we love you.
I don't.
Okay, third topic, and this one I promise will be short. This is completely rumors. This is complete rumors, but
That's Alexa's contribution to the podcast.
oh man, it's funny.
Completely rumors, and all you can hear is the toy going off.
Okay, We probably should have recorded in the back room. Oh,
Yeah, it's cool. We know next time when we're
Now
recording
we
in Taylor's
know.
house, we'll record in your office, or if the basement's clean. Anyway.
yeah. Okay, so rumors. According to Jumpsuit Gamer, apparently there's a rumor going around that Mirror's Edge 2, which I've never played Mirror's Edge, so I can care less about that.
This game is awesome.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
well, you're gonna
talk about
like
getting
this then.
motion sickness. You should probably not play that game because all first person, but
You're
oh man,
gonna
yeah.
love this then. There's a rumor that Mirror's Edge and Mass Effect 4 are both coming out by April 2016.
April 2016.
Yeah,
so next year.
This next
So,
year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited about that because I love the Mass Effect
This is
series,
according
and-
to industry analyst Michael Patcher. Basically, to summarize the article, they did. He's a researcher who like does industry analysis, and supposedly they're predicting that both titles are going to come out by April 2015 to March 2016, so hopefully by 2016 of April. But I say this, and I want you guys to take it with a grain of salt, because EA is also...
I hate salt.
I know, it sucks when you're a gamer and you're really liking these games, but keep in mind that EA is the people who producing the Battlefront game. They just made Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah.
They're releasing Need for Speed. And so Need for Speed isn't that much of a difference, but when you've got Mass Effect 4 and Mirror's Edge and Battlefront,
Yeah.
all coming out around the same time,
Yeah.
because usually you release, the only thing I could see is if they release Mass Effect and Mirror's Edge in the spring of next year,
Yeah.
sort of like a March release title. But
Which is
you don't
okay,
want
'cause
to
that's
you don't
even
want to
earlier.
compete against yourself, because if you don't,
Right, yeah.
the same people who are going to be playing Battlefront are most likely the same people who are going to be playing Mirror's Edge and Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And you don't want to compete against yourself.
Right.
So-
no.
It's just whichever game is going to have more hype.
Yeah.
And-
we already know that Battlefront is confirmed. So
So basically, what you're saying is there's a possibility that we won't see any of the gamers until like fall of next
yeah,
year.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Okay.
be recluse.
Okay. Good to know.
So that drought of no Taylor on the podcast, you'll know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the first Mirror's Edge came out like 7 years ago. I didn't get it
Well-
right away,
And
but I picked it up when it was on a deal, and oh my goodness, yeah.
I would think that with as big of a franchise as Mass Effect is, that you would have heard more hype about it than just now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well-
I think they would have hyped. I mean, I guess they got a whole year, but I mean, they've been hyping Battlefront for what, 2-3 years now?
Yeah.
It's been brought up at.
Right.
You can turn that mic off, by the way, when you don't want to make sound when you're moving stuff, just so you know. There's
No,
a
you
switch.
can't. Don't touch it.
Don't tell me what to do.
Just touch the
Yeah,
equipment
push
if
it
I
down.
want to.
There you go.
So,
Anyways, just so you know for future reference, continue on with what you were talking about.
actually, you're being picked up in that mic
I know.
pretty well. So,
Anyways, so was that
yeah, that's about all I have for gaming news.
N7 Day last year, which is November 7th, and if you've played Mass Effect, you know what N7 is and why that's a thing. But they teased a bunch of
And if you haven't, then you don't.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the whole idea is that Commander Shepard, the character you play as, is a part of this. If I remember correctly, he's a part of this like a special group of alliances, like Earth's faction,
Basically
in the Intergalactic
Black
Galaxy.
Ops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's the Black Ops
Oh,
of
Tier
I know
3
that one.
operations.
yeah. So N7's like the special task force of the Alliance in the games. So that's why it's just N7. So gamers took November 7th to be N7 Day
Well,
and whatnot.
to go off that a little bit, this is just from talking with a couple of my gamer buddies. I don't have the actual article for it, so I couldn't read you what the article says. But there's also another rumor going around that supposedly this new Mass Effect game is supposed to be taking place in the same time period as the other 3 Mass Effect games, so it's not taking place after the Harvest. Which I thought was sort of weird, because
Yeah.
the Harvest,
That's-
like...
So do your like decisions in the original Mass Effect trilogy affect what you're going to be able to do in this trilogy?
I don't know. I think it might.
That'd be
This
interesting.
is all just from talking to my gamer buddies.
That seems complicated.
Yeah. Well, and then the reason why I was sort of
gonna suck for
skeptical
me.
of that is, like if you play all 3 games, Shepard is like single-handedly basically taking on the Reapers.
Pretty much.
And I mean, yeah, there are people who are helping him and stuff like that, but it's designed around that Shepard was the only human strong enough to really resist the Reapers. So I don't see how they can throw in, oh wait, here's this other human that in 3 games we didn't mention. So, you know,
Right.
I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt as well.
Yeah. It can either
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
be really, really bad or really, really good. So we'll see. Hold your breath, Mass Effect fans. Anyways, so
Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge, and then I'll have to try it. I tried a trial of the original Mirror's Edge, and I just got too confusing and woozy after
Yeah,
a while.
it-
Like Portal 2 is probably the most confusing I can go with something, and even then, like when I played Portal 2, I played with Grant.
Yeah.
So he was the puzzle guy, and he figured out like how to do all this
do
stuff.
this,
He
do
just-
that, do this,
I
do that,
just
yeah.
followed commands and whatnot, but
Yeah.
you know, I'll have to try Mirror's Edge.
There's an achievement that you can beat the game if you don't pick up a gun and kill anybody, and I was determined to do that, and I did. But one of my
There's-
friends was watching me. He's like, just take the gun. I was like,
Something
no.
similar. There's something similar.
Similar.
There's something similar in this Dishonored where you can, you know, not kill anybody through the whole game.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
that's so
I was-
freaking hard.
I was trying really hard to get that achievement, and first guard I met, I accidentally threw off a cliff. So, that went out the window. I didn't really start it from that point. I just went with it.
Dishonored is that's a difficult game, especially
That
when you're
is
trying to
really
do like the perfection and all that
Yeah,
type of
I
stuff.
know.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you could dispatch guards. You just couldn't shoot them.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't do it with
Kill
a
them
gun,
if
then you
they
were.
weren't.
But once they're dispatched, then, you know, if they fall down a cliff, they die.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. This
Either
didn't
way,
have to
the
do with
whole
anything
cliff
with
thing
their
is the
deaths,
problem.
but
Yeah, I got partway through Dishonored. I think I like got halfway through, and just for whatever reason, I just couldn't continue on. And I've been hoping to eventually go back and finish it because it was a fun game. But anyways,
yeah.
just because I feel bad that Can hasn't had a whole lot to say, we're gonna
It's all
talk about
good.
the new Inside Out trailer as well.
Yes!
That's something you know a lot about.
Well, not a lot, but
Well, you know,
I know
more
of
than
it.
what we've been talking about.
I know of it.
Why don't you tell us what it's about?
It's about this teenage girl and her emotions, and just everybody's. Am I too loud for you? And it just is gonna be amazing and hilarious and adorable and
Yeah, that's,
Did you get the premise? Okay, so
table
I'm all
just
caught up
flipped.
now.
the first
Exactly.
trailer, it was interesting
well,
because
it's kind of hard to explain
Yeah, well,
without
kinda. I
seeing the
think
trailer.
I might,
Right,
I might
yeah.
have an idea though. So it's the whole idea of everyone has voices in their head that kind of
Your
like
conscience.
your conscience. and
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
So the mom, like, you see the family, they're eating at the table. blah,
Oh yeah,
blah,
no,
blah,
I know what you're
No,
talking
yeah,
about.
that.
And it goes like
Yeah.
inside, and it's like they're trying to signal the guy, and the dad's just like, crap,
Yeah,
what did
yeah,
we
yeah.
miss? And then like the girl and all this type of stuff. What?
Putting the foot down.
The the trailer we're talking about, it goes a lot more into the story, and it's really interesting to see how they're going to fit like all of that, because it looks like there's a lot of when the characters are actually in the little girl's head, and then when they're like outside. I don't know. It just seems like it's going to be a really interesting movie.
Wait, they come outside of her head?
well, not outside.
What?
They like get sucked out of the like main.
Apparently, I
Or-
have not seen this trailer because I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh well.
Yeah,
Was it
there's
a new trailer?
We'll show
There's a
you
new
that
trailer?
again.
So many new trailers.
Oh my goodness!
Well-
I don't keep up on my trailers.
All of these came out like an hour before we started. Well, not really came out, but John and I watched all.
Watched
of
them
these,
an hour before.
we started this.
Yeah, so-
As we were having
You
technical
should have
difficulties
just
getting
texted
everybody
us
together
all
and set
of
up.
like,
Yeah.
okay,
You know-
we will probably talk about these.
In the future, when there's new trailers coming out, and I know we're gonna be talking about them, I'll text you guys. But anyways, we'll show you guys those trailers after we're done recording, and then those of you who are listening, go watch it. If you're on YouTube, I'll put annotations where you can just click on it and you'll be able to see the trailer. Anyways, so yeah, they like sadness and happiness. Like there's these memories that are really predominant to this little girl or whatever, and sadness ends up messing with them and makes them sad memories, and then happy's trying to fix them, and they get like sucked up in this tube or whatever with all these dominant memories to
Right.
the long-term memory area, and it looks like a really emotional journey because that's Pixar for you. Like they make everything Are you? Taylor's over here just like constantly turning the
I
volume
wish
on his
I
headphones
wish
up and
you
down.
guys had like a direct feed to my audio feed because this is awesome. I've got a slider on my
mercy.
I've got a slider on my headphones that I totally forgot about. I'm just going like nuts. It's like a rave over here.
So are we going?
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, pretty much. It's like cutting in and out. It's great.
Yeah.
So I haven't been listening to like
So
this whole.
basically, if you guys take your fingers and you go like this, like plug your ears really fast, repeatedly,
That's
that's
about
what
it. Yeah.
that's what it sounds like.
Sorry.
And then you too can experience the rave version of the chocolate
the Taylor experience. Taylor experience.
But I don't
coming out
think
the day
anybody
after.
wants to experience that.
When is that movie coming out? I mean, not that movie. I meant
25.
Yeah.
on
About
Christmas
that.
as well.
Yes.
So we're gonna see
25, 20, or 12,
gonna be-
25.
I was gonna say I've never. So it's never coming out.
Not when we're alive. No.
Movie if you guys could just have like 1 second and view the world like I see it, it'd blow your mind.
Out of fear or awe? I'm
Complete
thinking
awe.
fear.
Yeah. Anyways,
All right.
so,
it's gonna be
yeah,
a busy Christmas then.
Before we sign off, just a couple of little things quick about what's going on at Scene 29 and with the Chocolate Dollar podcast and all that type of stuff. By the time this episode comes out, which is April 21st, hopefully, I say hopefully just because I don't want to overpromise, underdeliver. The Patreon campaign, which I've been talking about the past several episodes, will hopefully be live. I just need to put together a video for it. But essentially, the idea behind Patreon is that you go there and then you can choose to donate whatever amount of money you want. It's completely up to you, and you can turn it off at any time in case you're worried about going over your budget or anything. But essentially, you're giving us a tip that would help us out financially with hosting the podcast, and hopefully eventually we'll be able to upgrade equipment as well. So just figured I'd let you guys know to be keeping an eye out for that. I'll let you know in the next episode if it is indeed up or not.
And we should
but
give
then-
them direct access to what we talk about. Like, what do you want to hear us talk about?
See, that's one of the things, because there's different tiers of, like, if you donate this much or more, you get this reward. And one of them is a producer level, which is where I'll give them a special email where they can send us topics that they would like us to talk about.
And then we can get voted off the show from them. No.
We could do that. If we ever feel like the chocolate dollar is going out and like isn't going to be able to happen anymore, we'll slowly but surely just do it game show style, like who's going to get kicked off first and stuff.
I would lose because I know nothing of video.
You would come in loaded with the topics that you know about, so that you can just override whatever they're wanting to say.
Yeah, no, and hopefully we're going to be getting better at doing this, like topical discussions and having topics figured out before the recording, because we try to figure out like what we're going to talk about as we're recording, which worked to an extent, but after a while people
Only
just
to
kind
an
of shut
extent.
down. So from now on we'll hopefully be a little bit more structured with having topics and blah 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 and all that type
Make
of stuff.
sure
We
we
were
know
very
which
structured this
trailers.
time. So.
Yeah, we were. It was
Star Wars.
I know
Yeah.
what I'm doing. Jeez.
Star Wars and video games, and then Inside Out trailer
And Mirror's Edge.
and Mirror's Edge.
And speaking of sequels,
I'm
I'm,
sorry,
also
I
looking
wasn't-
forward to Crackdown 3.
Oh, yeah.
You guys ever played those games?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they were pretty good.
I feel like Taylor and Christopher are a lot more in the know of video games.
I don't know about that per se.
We've got more video game experience, I think.
Yeah, it's true.
We're the two oldest.
Considering
of the
what
entire
one was
podcast,
your
so.
first game? 82, something like that.
I don't
Yeah.
remember. No,
I don't
I
know.
didn't play it in 82.
Go back and listen to episode 11.
I think that's when we
10,
kind of
whatever.
Right, yeah. We already
11 is where
talked
we
about
introduced
that.
Can, Amanda, and Swayze.
Ah,
Anyways,
okay.
so the next episode, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, will come out May 5th, which is Cinco de Mayo. So we'll be coming to you in Spanish, eating tacos, and wearing sombreros.
And I will not be.
Neither will I.
Okay, the entire episode won't be in Spanish. But
I was going to say,
anyways,
do we have to speak the whole episode in Spanish?
No, that,
Get my
that would-
translation
reaching different
applications.
I'll get Noah, Eddie, and Amanda in on it because they all know how to speak Spanish.
Okay,
and
there we go.
I'll just be there
Perfect.
to like say "si,
Burrito.
si." Anyway,
You guys don't get to
Donde
listen to my sweet succulent
está
voice.
el baño?
No habla la lengua del taco.
anyways, cool. Well,
How do you say Star Wars in Spanish?
El Star Wars.
Estrella. How do you say wars?
like-
Estrella star.
I'm pretty sure since it's a property, it's El
It's
Star
just called
Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, El Star Wars.
We'll just go with that. All right, cool. Well, do you guys have Twitter handles or like any YouTube or anything?
Cow
you
and
guys
Chicken 77.
Cool.
I finally decided it is at I'm the C, so
Okay.
sorry for confusing you last time.
Yeah, I'm at the J_96. The J is spelled out THEJAY. I might be changing mine just so I don't have to explain how to spell it anymore.
Yeah, the Cow and Chicken. It's Cow and Chicken 77.
The letter
Like
N.
the
yeah,
letter
the letter
N.
N.
Yeah.
Letter N, not and. So
Yeah.
there
He's
you
too
go.
lazy to type out and.
That's a show.
If you guys want to throw your gamer tags out in case people want to friend you,
Cow and Chicken 77.
It's the same.
I have neither, so follow me on Facebook.
Cool. We'll create you a personality page on Facebook, and people can go follow that. Next episode, go on. I think we do have a $chocolate Twitter. I need to figure out technical difficulties with that. You can go check that out as well.
Technical difficulties?
You can check out. Well, like I'll
You
explain
just
it to you
click
later.
forgot password and then.
I'll explain it. I'll explain it to you later. And then
I do that a lot.
You can go if you're listening to this on YouTube, you already know about that we release these on YouTube as well. But if you're listening to this on iTunes and YouTube would somehow be better for you for whatever reason, it's just the $chocolate on YouTube.
Subscribe.
Yeah, and if this is the first time listening to us, go ahead and subscribe to us on iTunes. We'd love to entertain
And
you
YouTube.
if you liked.
And YouTube.
Do it for both because then that helps us
I
out.
don't use iTunes, so
Yeah.
YouTube is the only way
Yeah.
for me.
So
Comment.
yeah,
Because we want to hear from you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. $chocolate signing off.
Wait, this has got to be. Isn't there a Star Wars way to sign off?
Oh, may the force be with you. Or
May the fourth be with you.
Yeah.
Da, da, da,
We
da.
celebrate Richard Van
Thank you for listening to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Check in next time.
Man, that's like.
Just leave this part in. Like, if there's somewhere you can get.
I'll slip it in at the end after the closing theme and all that, just so they can hear what's going on with us.